This is ABC 7 News at 6.
A brief reprieve for first responders in Los Angeles County as winds slow down, temperatures cool off, and humidity rises. But Santa Ana winds are expected to return next week. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Devin Dagnall. As the fires continue burning in multiple locations, people hoping to return to their homes will likely have to wait longer. ABC's Melissa Adon is in Altadena with the latest.
Firefighters getting help from calmer wind are making progress fighting the two biggest fires in the Los Angeles area. But more than a week after the fires began, the thousands of people who evacuated are not yet being allowed back to their neighborhoods.
We continue to plan for the repopulation of evacuated areas when safe. The repopulation of residents in the evacuation order areas will not occur for at least one more week for the areas that are deemed safe.
Officials say the fire zone is still extremely dangerous. One man who was able to return to his home in Altadena, very emotional, finding every home around him was destroyed except his.
Why do I deserve? Why do I deserve this? I don't know. I don't think I deserve it, but.
In the Pacific Palisades, a home that survived the fires was split in two by mud and debris due to water runoff from firefighting efforts. More federal aid is headed to the California fire victims who desperately need it. FEMA says it's received 53,000 applications for its individual assistance program, a one-time payment to cover costs for things like water, food, and gas.
We never imagined something like this happening, wiping out our entire community.
Meanwhile, the family of Evelyn McClendon, who died trying to evacuate from the Eaton fire, filing a wrongful death lawsuit. Her family suing Southern California Edison, claiming the power company failed to turn off utilities despite the high wind warning. Southern California Edison not commenting on the lawsuit, but saying our hearts remain with our communities during the devastating fires. The cause of each fire remains under investigation. A State Farm Insurance announcing it will offer insurance renewals, even to some homeowners it planned to previously drop. LA's mayor calling this encouraging news, but hopes that other insurance companies follow suit. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Altadena.
Meanwhile, Maine has sent 20 firefighters who volunteered their time to help fight the flames in California. One of those firefighters is Rich Bowden with the Augusta Fire Department. Our Augusta reporter, Corey Bouchard, spoke with Bowden's chief to learn more about his mission.
You have to understand that when they're heading out, they make that choice to go for deployment. It's a personal choice for them. It's truly a sacrifice.
Chief Dave Groder of the Augusta Fire Department is talking about the recent deployment of 20 Maine firefighters and forest rangers to help assist with the Southern California wildfires. One of those members is Rich Bowden, a firefighter with Augusta since 2012, and a hotshot, which is a firefighter trained to deal with forest fires.
Rich has been out several times. Theo, who possibly could be going out this next round, he's been out 3 or 4 times. And they're sacrificing their own time away from families, away from the job.
Bowden is using his vacation days to help with the fire. In fact, Chief Groder says he wasn't aware of Bowden's decision to deploy until right before he left.
But you can only imagine that we are type A personalities and love the excitement. And to deal with something like that in that magnitude and being part of something like that, it builds for your own personal resume.
While Bowden is building skills for his own personal resume, Chief Groder says part of being a hotshot is sharing your skills with your department once you come home, because there are many differences between battling a wildfire and what they usually deal with in central Maine.
Weather is very unpredictable, especially when you have the valleys and stuff that they're dealing with out there, the ocean winds that they're talking, the Santa Ana winds that are 100 miles an hour. We don't see that stuff here. Structure fire, we have wind-driven fires, but we calculate that at a much lower speeds.
Overall, Chief Groder says he is proud of Bowden and all of his firefighters that volunteer to deploy to help those in need.
They're going above and beyond what we require of them, so they're doing it on their own. I get to tell that my members are out there assisting, like any department would, because there are other members from other departments that are doing the same thing.
In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Over 400 Red Cross workers are supporting Californians while they deal with the destruction and thousands of displaced residents in Los Angeles County. And today, the Brewer VFW's chaplain, Paul Miller, departed from the Bangor International Airport to do his part. This is Miller's second deployment with the Red Cross. He also deployed for Hurricane Helene response efforts. Miller specializes in disaster spiritual care, which he says is a very important part of the recovery process because, as he simply explains, people need people.
To each person is different. I became very close to the ones in North Carolina, to say the least. They're my friends. They're in need. So I know what's going to happen out there. And I know I got to be careful because one of the things they train us for is you can't take all their emotions upon yourself. I know I've been trained that way, and I think I'll be fine out there. When I get away from there coming back, I may not be.
Miller will be in California for at least 2 weeks, but he may stay longer based on the needs of the area. A link to donate to the Red Cross can be found under this story on our website, foxbangor.com.
Meanwhile, FEMA estimates the damage from the wildfires will run into the billions. And while it's still too early to begin rebuilding, tonight we're taking a closer look at how homeowners insurance will play a key role in those efforts, and more specifically, how and why our rates could be affected here in Maine.
The California wildfires are just the latest in a string of natural disasters that could affect homeowners insurance rates in Maine.
The changing climate and all of the increasing frequency of storms and major disasters certainly has an effect on everybody's insurance rates.
Even though California is thousands of miles away, Maine Bureau of Insurance Superintendent Bob Carey says Maine residents could still feel the impact.
Insurers purchase what's called reinsurance, which is insurance for insurers. So for catastrophic cases like this, the insurance companies themselves will purchase reinsurance, and those are global. Those rates are set globally. So we're affected by that on the margins because insurance companies that operate in Maine purchase reinsurance from these global entities, and they're affected by having to pay claims now with running the billions of dollars in California.
Mainers we spoke with say rising rates are certainly a concern.
I mean, I wish it wasn't fair, but I do kind of see the insurance companies are, under a lot of stress right now, I'm sure.
There has to be some sort of security for homeowners. However, if homeowners choose to live in certain places that have natural disasters, they have to think about that pretty carefully.
Carey says there are steps homeowners can take to help keep their own costs down.
One of the chief reasons that insurers look to cancel someone's policy is that the house is in disrepair, there's a hole in the roof, or the roof needs to be replaced. That's a big issue here in Maine.
To keep your premium down, Carey also says you can increase your deductible and reach out to your agent to see if you qualify for any discounts. In Bangor, I'm Alex Schley for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A mother is turning to the community to help her son and his fiancée after a catastrophic incident left them severely burned. Some viewers may find the images shown in this story upsetting. Viewer discretion is advised. Our Doug Banks has the story.
It's a mother's worst nightmare.
I always wait to get a knock on the door, and then when he called me.
On January 6th, Deborah Maine's son Christopher and his fiancée Shauna were staying in a tent in Skowhegan when the state fire marshal's office says a faulty propane tank exploded.
He didn't have time to get her out of the tent. She froze. So he ripped the back of the tent open and drug her out and put her out because she was on fire.
Maine's says they were quickly life-flighted to Maine Health Maine Medical Center in Portland to be treated for their severe burns.
His hair was all singed off, full of ash all over him. The tent was stuck to his hair and his body. And she was in the room next door. It looked like a war zone in there with all the bandages and stuff all over the floor. It was terrible. She was just screaming and screaming. She has burns all over her. And she just got diagnosed with breast cancer the day before, so she's dealing with a lot.
According to Maine's, Christopher was the owner of New England Drywall until he was diagnosed with schizophrenia. And for the past 6 months, he and his fiancée had been experiencing homelessness. Due to Maine's housing situation, they couldn't be together for extended periods of time.
There's so many homeless people out here, and a lot of them are not there because of drugs or this or that. They're out there because life circumstances have led them to that. Christopher owned his own business, and then when he got sick with this schizophrenia, everything changed. I had actually had him here 13 days before this happened. The day I took him back, it happened.
Maines now looks to the community to help with expenses and lodging for her son while he stays in the Brackett house.
I would pray that the community would come forward, you know, with anything to help at this point, you know, and prayers are good too.
A link to the GoFundMe Maines created, as well as information on donations, can be found on this story on our website, foxbangor.com. In Skowhegan, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Just a heartbreaking situation there as well.
Absolutely.
All right, well, let's hit pause here, folks. We'll peek outside and get a check of our forecast.
Thank you very much, Beth and Devin. Our first weather today is brought to you by Old Town Redemption Center, offering a 10% bonus on your returnables and a monthly $100 drawing. All right, out there for today, we're seeing some increasing cloud cover, day just like yesterday. Highs out there right around the low to mid 20s. But first, we're going to talk about that wind out there. We are seeing some relief after yesterday. 0 on the board here in Bangor, 5 miles per hour from the west in Bar Harbor. All of us right around that 5 mile per hour range. If not, we are pretty calm. It's going to be like that until we get into Saturday. So here are those highs out there. 24 here in Bangor, 25 for Bar Harbor. Some areas, again, right around those upper 20s in the southwestern portion of the state, trying to reach 30, but not quite. We saw those cooler temperatures up north. Greenville and Clayton Lake right around 20 degrees, and Millinocket at 22 for today. So going into tonight, we're going to have some cold temperatures once again. We will see mostly cloudy skies out there, but the winds are going to stay very calm, so that will still help the lows drop. So as we can see for tonight, the models are showing right around those low teens, but we should drop into those mid to upper single digits for tonight. Beth and Devin?
Thank you, Chase. Coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, President Joe Biden in his farewell address reflected on a decades-long political career, but also issued a stark warning to the nation as he prepares to transfer power to President-elect Trump.
When you smell the amazing scent of Gain Flings, time stops. And you realize you're in love.
Steve!
With a laundry detergent. Gain Flings, seriously good scent.
It's the Furniture Gallery's anniversary sale. Celebrate with us and save big. Queen mattresses as low as $198. Want to recline? Recliners start at just $298. Or upgrade to a power recliner for just $398. Reclining sofa and recliner, just $998. The Furniture Gallery anniversary prices don't stop there. Refresh your living room. Sofas starting at just $448. Complete your bedroom, 5-piece set for only $898. Support our main family-owned business and save money. The Furniture Gallery.
Tanning season is here, and Gold Star Cleaners is the place to tan with over 25 years experience in the industry. Did you know all tanning packages don't expire for 2 full years? And no membership is required. Gold Star Cleaners doesn't upcharge. Tan in any bed or booth, and it's the same price. And we give every customer free Winkies for the best eye care protection in the industry.
January special, buy 20 visits and get $25 off. That's only $3.75 a tan. Start your glow at Gold Star Cleaners.
Pat's Pizza in Holden has recently expanded their seating capacity. Call now for reserving your event or party with us. The new indoor golf simulators are open for the season. Call now for reservations.
Chauffeur, part-time scientist, wardrobe designer.
I think I'd rather be an astronaut.
And the family CEO? Don't worry. With My Hannaford Rewards, you've got this in the bag. Because you can save big on the items you always buy, with personalized coupons plus 2% rewards on all our store brands. Savings that really add up.
Something smells good.
It's in the bag at Hannaford Supermarkets.
Whoa.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Today, a closer look at President Biden's farewell address. Biden addressing the nation one final time from the Oval Office as President-elect Trump prepares to re-enter the White House. Nicole D'Antonio is in Washington with some takeaways.
This morning, President Biden sounding the alarm on the future as he prepares to exit the White House. He used his farewell address to the nation to warn of a rising oligarchy, just as tech billionaires flock to President-elect Trump's side.
Today, an oligarchy is taking shape in America of extreme wealth, power, and influence.
that literally threatens our entire democracy, our basic rights and freedoms, and a fair shot for everyone to get ahead.
Washington Post associate editor Mary Jordan joined ABC News to spell out what she believes the president hinted at.
He was blunt, unusually clear, and he said that he's really worried about a handful of extremely wealthy people and the power they control.
Biden also touted the long-awaited ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas, a deal he says was a top priority before leaving office.
This plan was developed and negotiated by my team and will be largely implemented by the incoming administration. That's why I told my team to keep the incoming administration fully informed.
The president reflecting on his nearly 50 years of public service, calling it the greatest honor of his life to serve the country.
Only in America do we believe anything is possible. Like a kid with a stutter from modest beginnings in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Claremont, Delaware, sitting behind this desk in the Oval Office as President of the United States. That's the magic of America.
Biden also called for the end of presidential immunity and term limits for Supreme Court justices. And he said it will take time to feel the full impact of what his administration has accomplished. President Biden also wished the incoming administration well as he stressed the importance of a peaceful transition of power. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, we'll be taking a look at how one of Maine's most iconic foods is adapting to the new FDA guidelines.
And in sports, the John Baptist hockey team is undefeated and looking to stay hot. We'll have that story coming up.
At Old Town Redemption Center, we are always ready to help with any fundraisers or bottle drives. We are here to help our community. Like and follow us on Facebook for upcoming weekly holiday giveaways and our monthly $100 drawing.
When a big storm hits and damages our electrical system, we have a planned approach to get the most customers restored at a time.
We begin by assessing the scope of the damage and helping first responders address emergency situations like down lines across roads.
Then, before you see us in your neighborhoods, power restoration begins at our substations. From there, power travels long distances over these transmission lines.
They're next on the repair list, followed by the lines in your neighborhood.
As we work to bring the most customers online at a time, we'll keep you updated throughout the process. Please remember to report your outage either online or by calling us at 973-2000.
Please stay safe while we work hard to get your power back on.
Orno Arcade has expanded, and we have dozens of new games to play. We have prize machines, including an entire section dedicated to your favorite modern games. We have games from the 80s and games from the 90s. Plus, we have the largest selection of indie arcade games in the country, along with 9-hole blacklight mini golf. We also have a brand new birthday party room. Hey, we have it all. Come on up to Orno and experience one of the most unique family entertainment centers in Maine.
At Old Town Redemption Center, we are always ready to help with any fundraisers or bottle drives. We are here to help our community. Like and follow us on Facebook for upcoming weekly holiday giveaways and our monthly $100 drawing.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We'll start on the ice, where the John Baptist boys hockey team is having one of their best seasons in years. The Crusaders currently boast a 7-0 record after a 10-1 win over the Gardner Tigers. John Baptist put over 70 shots on net in that contest. They've outscored their opponents 33-4 through their 7 games. Some really impressive stats from the Crusaders, who say they live off of putting pucks on target and fighting to clean up the rebounds.
We harp on really going to the net a lot because we're a pretty small bench team, so got to make up for it, skate a lot. So we really harp on getting to the net more.
Just moving the puck around, getting a lot of shots on net and crashing the net. A lot of rebound goals, yeah. Whenever there's somebody in front, you just got to try and get a shot on net, try and see if they can bury a rebound.
In today's era of high school hockey, your teammates can be scattered across different towns, and although the Crusaders are split between 4 schools, being John Baptist Herman, Bangor Christian, and Deer Isle Stonington, they say their team chemistry is at the core of their early success.
Yeah, I think the off ice is where it's at, and we're just all so close off ice and just hanging out. Everybody's known each other for years, so I think that definitely helps.
With a small team, we're around each other a lot. We're always talking, and no bad blood on this team. We're all friends, we're all buddies.
Just knowing each other so well. We've been playing with each other for years. I actually played on travel teams with a lot of these guys, so that definitely helps.
Onto the basketball court now. It's a busy Thursday in Maine hoops, and it all started at 11 a.m. in New Jersey. Maine men's basketball taking on NJIT. It's field trip day. A lot of school children on hand in Newark for this one. First half is where we start. Highlanders get the turnover here in a tie game. They turn it into some easy points. That is Tim Moore Jr. throwing down the windmill slam. Here comes Maine now before the half. They're trailing. Keelan Steele fights for the offensive board out to a wide open Kellen Tynes, and he stays hot, hits the 3 to bring Maine within 2. Maine trailed by 3 at the break, but would open the second on fire. Keon Burns the steal. Out to Tynes to A.J. Lopez, and he slams home the dunk. Last minute now, Maine up 10 now. Offensive board is going to go out to Kellen Tynes here, and he hits it to Lopez, who buries the open 3 and shushes the crowd, full of school children, mind you. Maine goes on to win 57-44. And that is their 3rd in a row. That is all the time we have for sports. Here's Chase Ropenak with your full 5-day forecast. Chase?
Thank you very much, Tyler. Our Maine weather today is brought to you by Refine Contractors. Refine, your local expert in window and door installation, carpentry repairs, and commercials facility management. Give them a call today. Rise with Refine. All right, another day just like yesterday out there. We saw highs right around the mid-20s here in Bangor. 24 degrees was our high exactly. 25 in Bar Harbor, 26 in Rockland. And it gets warmer as you get to that southwestern portion of the state. Lots of areas in the upper 20s for today. Trying to reach 30, but not quite. We did see some low 20s out there, though. And Clayton Lake and Greenville right at 20 degrees for their high. Millinocket just north of us, right around 22 degrees. Going to tonight, another very cold night. As you can see, lots of pink in the northern portion of states, and that means we will see some single digits. We have the possibility for that here in our region as well. We will have some mostly cloudy skies, but the calm winds will still help bring those lows down into the mid to upper single digits for tonight here in town. So we're expecting right around 6 to 7 degrees for our low. But as we go into tomorrow, we have decreasing clouds, and then to the afternoon, mostly sunny skies. So that should help us bring our temperatures right to 30 degrees for tomorrow. A little bit warmer by Deer Isle. Possibility of getting above freezing. We will definitely see that in the southwestern portion of the state, but up north, still going to be below freezing, and those highs are going to be right around the low to mid-20s then. All right, so that average high right around 28 degrees, and we know we'll be just a little bit above that for tomorrow, but well above going into Saturday. And those highs are going to hit late in the day, right around 40 degrees. That's be coming with some rain as well for our region. As we can see, though, a nice cold shot of air will come in to start off the work week, though, especially Tuesday and the Wednesday. Those highs are going to be right around the low to mid-teens then, and by Thursday, we'll still be below average, but temperatures will be back in the low 20s. All right, so out there for today, we finally got some relief with the wind, right? Calm winds out there for right now, and we're going to see that until we get into Saturday, most likely Friday night in the Saturday. That's when we see those winds starting to pick up, gusting near 15 miles per hour here in Bangor, 17 closer to 20 by the coastal areas, and then we can see that stretch in the northwestern portion of the state where they could possibly see some 30 mile per hour gusts going into Friday night into Saturday ahead of Saturday system. So, but out there right now, we're just seeing some increasing cloud cover. We do see lots of snow to the west of us, but that will actually go south of us Friday night or actually Thursday night into Friday morning. So that's where we have a chance for some flurries along the coastal areas, but not going to get past that at all. The rest of us will stay dry. We see that right here, 6:30 in the morning. And then as we continue on, we'll have mostly sunny skies on Friday afternoon. And then as we go into Saturday, more clouds do move in. You can see all that precipitation making its way anyway. It does show up as snow north of us, but here is that rain chance making its way in by 4 o'clock, and most of that rain will be arriving Saturday night. All right, so for tonight, though, staying dry. Lows right around 7 degrees, mostly cloudy and calm out there for tonight. Going to tomorrow, we're going to have some decreasing clouds, becoming mostly sunny in the afternoon. Highs will reach right around 30 degrees here in Bangor. So here's our extended forecast. We can see that slight chance for rain and snow in the Saturday, but the better chances come Saturday night. Will be dry on Sunday, though, highs in the mid-30s, and then colder weather coming in. You can see by Tuesday, mostly sunny skies and highs right around 13 degrees. Beth and Devin.
All right, thank you, Chase.
Still more to come after the break.
Winter is a time to get outside and enjoy all that Maine has to offer. And when it's time to come inside, rest assured everything's toasty because of your Fujitsu heat pump from Valley Home Services. The comfort and warmth of home means more on days like these. Push a button and you'll be snuggling up on the couch in no time. Valley Home Services offers reliable rebates, significant energy savings, and expert installation. Embrace the comfort of Fujitsu heat pumps from Valley Home Services. Call or click today.
Gun Sports and Brewer knows that for fun, exercise, and meeting new friends, nothing is better than ice skating. Whether it's sailing down the ice, making a great pass, and scoring in a game of hockey, or the grace, strength, and expression of figure skating. From the youngest child all the way to adulthood, anyone can enjoy the fun of skating. At Gun Sports, we supply the equipment for your skating fun for great prices, the proper fit, and service after the sale. Shop your locally owned Gun Sports shop, Greenpoint Road in Brewer.
Hammond Lumber Company has been a trusted partner of professional contractors, do-it-yourselfers, and homeowners for generations. It's the level of trust that Hammond Lumber has earned by providing an extensive selection of products and materials from industry-leading suppliers, with guidance and support through every stage of any project, including delivery of materials throughout Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company is, has been, and will always be your building project partner.
Winter is a time to get outside and enjoy all that Maine has to offer. And when it's time to come inside, rest assured everything's toasty because of your Fujitsu heat pump from Valley Home Services. The comfort and warmth of home means more on days like these. Push a button and you'll be snuggling up on the couch in no time. Valley Home Services offers reliable rebates, significant energy savings, and expert installation. Embrace the comfort of Fujitsu heat pumps from Valley Home Services. Call or click today.
Despite the Food and Drug Administration's ban on red dye number 3, WVII Beans and Sons says their iconic red snapper hot dog is here to stay. Made right here in Bangor, the distinctive bright red dog has been a main staple since it first hit shelves in the early 1900s when it was implemented to help the brand stand out from competitors. It certainly accomplished that goal. Director of Sales and Marketing Sean Smith says WVII Beans and Sons has been preparing for the change long ahead of the FDA's announcement.
It's something we had been working on. We had already had that timeline in place. The FDA announcement kind of perks people's ears up a little bit and brings attention to that. But it's something that we're prepared for, and it's something that we're working towards, and it's something we take very serious.
Smith says consumers can expect WVII Beans and Sons hot dogs to be free of red number 3 by the end of this year, well ahead of the FDA's 2027 deadline. So that's pretty great to hear because a lot of people, that's a favorite. Absolutely. Yeah.
Personally, they're one of my favorites. How do you feel about the red hot dogs? Ignoring everybody that's watching right now.
Yeah, no. I mean, honestly, like, they're delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I like beef hot dogs. I like the red snappers. To me, it's like, what do you put on it?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like, regardless of kind, like, what are you putting on it?
Yeah.
And I have to say, as someone who generally tries to avoid super heavy foods, I love a chili dog.
That's a
like
good choice.
I know it's meat on meat, but what are you gonna do?
Can't go wrong.
It's delicious, and probably some grilled onions on there as well.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it's a heavy hitter.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that is gonna do. Wait, what about you?
Oh, onions and mustard. We're running out of time.
Yeah, but that's important information.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it for us. From everyone here at ABC 7. Have a great night.
And for more of your local news, join us over on Fox 22 News Tonight at 6:30.
Tonight, President Biden's farewell address to the nation.
So he owes you for the 3 months that he didn't pay you, September, October, and November, on your counterclaim. That's $750, not $5,000. Now, money owed for property damage and money taken without permission. What money did he take? This man who gave you a place to live, who you squatted in his apartment for 3 months without paying, what money do you think he stole from you?
I can't say he personally stole it, but he hired a couple of guys to come in and remove all of my property out during that time. They were going through personal property. I had a shoebox full of money that had $3,100 in there first off, and I have pictures to prove that my property was thrown outside with a sprinkler system on them 2 times a day at 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock at night.
You have no case. You're a complainer.
Excuse me?
You have no case. Judgment on the counterclaim for $750. Your case is dismissed. We're done.
Thank you. Parties are excused when they step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
My opinion's the only one that counts.
I got pictures to prove that everything that was damaged was damaged.
Nothing happened.
I have money that's stolen, missing.
Property wasn't missing.
It is what it is.
It's a learning lesson on my end.
Move on.
Not to least to any family or any friends, to keep the relationship pure.
Coming up, an Augusta firefighter is heading to California to join the thousands of crews already battling those deadly and destructive wildfires in Los Angeles County.
Plus, in national news, President Biden left the American people with a few warnings in his farewell address.
And we'll sit down with an AARP representative to discuss the organization's legislative priorities for 2025. Those stories and more just ahead.
This is Fox 22 News Tonight.
Firefighters are making progress in controlling massive blazes in Southern California, but weather conditions next week have people on edge. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Devin Dagnall. Fox's Caroline Elliott is in Los Angeles County with the latest on recovery efforts.
More than a week after flames tore through Los Angeles County, crews are now seeing little to no growth on several massive wildfires. They're taking advantage of